Polygon here, Matic USD. We're going to look at still below this moving average, but the last few days on all these cryptos that I've been looking at have been very, very bullish. So you can kind of see they've all kind of hit their bottoms, like, well, what appears to be their bottoms. You know, multiple touches here, here. You know, and this huge recent bull momentum. So let's figure out where this might be headed. I think there's an area here at the bottom that will probably function as some sort of liquidity resistance once price gets to it, right around 65 cents. Nice whole number. As far as weekly goes, I mean, last week super bullish engulfing. That's good. As far as ranges, we're looking at about 8 cents a week, this tells me, but let's see, the week before, well, last week was 10 cents, week before 6, week before that was 5.5, week before that was 9, so I think 9 cents is actually pretty reasonable as far as range on the week. So if we figure out kind of what that looks like, this is 9 cents all the way up here, so there's actually a liquidity area up here too, so that's most likely where it's headed to, especially if it breaks this zone. So that's obviously our first thing that has to happen. I mean, I understand this is below the daily moving average, so it is bearish, but there's just some heavy bull structure recently. So, and I mean, price did break above this 4-hour moving average, so I would consider this temporarily at least bullish. So we'll see if it hits this, if it hits this area just straight up without any pullback. But as far as areas that we might be able to enter a trade, here's one right here. Because I wouldn't buy it yet. I just don't think the risk to reward's there. It's obviously, well, I mean, most likely going to have issues at this zone. Doesn't mean it won't break it, but it might have to pull back once it hits this area. So as far as like if you're just to enter a trade now, enter at current price, something like this, I guess you would get a 2 risk to reward, but I wouldn't bank on that. I mean, it could do it, but that's just not me. I would wait for a pullback and of some kind, even a pullback of like this segment here, just something like you just want it to pull back and find some sort of liquidity resistance to the downside, so that we know that, okay, it doesn't want to go any lower, plus we know there's a lot of buyers there, so at that point it'll get bought up. Whereas right here we don't know, we're kind of no man's land right now. So, and then if price does come all the way up to this area, you're looking at a potential retrace that would put us kind of right here in this 50% 618 zone, which also makes sense for this to happen. So we can delete this area first. And so yeah, if price does keep continuing up, let's just say it doesn't pull back at all and hits this zone and decides to pull back, then I mean, this is probably where it's going to go. Your 38.2 would tell us that it's a very strong trend upwards, so then that would be good to re-enter too if it started to wick out, as price came down to this right here, and right at like 60 cents, which is kind of a nice whole number. So that would tell me a lot if that happened. But so as far as right now, yeah, I do think this is a good buy, just not yet, but I would wait for it to pull back, at least something, even if it pulls back. Like I said, like if it started pulling back right now and it just pulled back this segment, to this 50% 618 level, which you can see has been respected before. I mean, this would be significant too. So I'd look for a buy, something like this. This is all just in theory. If price did start to pull back right now, pull back into this zone, start rejecting, this would be my buy position. I would target. This does have a ton of range in it for the week. I mean, you could really target all the way up here if you wanted to get in a weekly trade, which is what I usually do. And then you can just see right here would be the end of the week. So, well within range, something like this. There's no rush. It's Sunday, so like let this pull back. Hopefully it pulls back, and then just wait for, some sort of entry just like this. I mean, this is bang on textbook. I mean, you could enter this all day. Nice, between 3 and 4 risk to reward. Ideally your 4-hour moving average would catch up a little bit, and then you could sink your stop right below it, or at least the 1-hour moving average, have your stop below that, and then you're pretty good to go. And then as long as price just comes back down to this area, and then you start getting another shift of structure, so you start getting higher highs, higher lows on like the 5-minute time frame, once price hits this area, then I think you'd be good to go to enter. You just wait for like a really bullish engulfing candle, either a 1 hour or a 4 hour candle. Once it hits this area, then you're good to go. And that was kind of it's probably your best bet for trade setups is a buy once it pulls back a little bit. Not yet, because we just also don't even know how it's going to function at this zone. So there's a chance that, let's say price pulls back, we get in our buy here, there's a chance that once price hits this area, it has too much trouble and it can't even break it. So then you basically just cut your trade short. You've only doubled your money, so I mean you didn't triple it, you only doubled it. So but it's still really good, and I'd be happy with that scenario. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. I'm going to set an alert for this because I kind of want to get in on it if that happens. Yeah, we'll just see how it plays out. And yeah, for the entire week, I mean, it's within range, so it's super reasonable to expect this to take place how I have it set up here. So that's my take on Polygon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.